Oh, conference championship Sunday. Some would say it's the best weekend of the NFL calendar. I would go with last week, but
amateur hour over here by Keg. My bad.
What'd you do?
I had the stream up. So I heard you say something, and then 5 seconds later, I heard you say it again.
Total amateur hour. But you know what? Here's what I'll say for a third time then. Last weekend was my favorite. This will be my second favorite. And then there's the Super Bowl. But we're down to the Final Four, dude. And we got bets out there, big money bets. I actually got to talk to you about a hedge because you gave me the bet out earlier. And it's at, 16, 17 to 1. So we'll discuss that. NASCAR is right around the corner. We've got at least one announcement coming up. We might have two, but NASCAR a couple weeks away. I know everybody's very excited about that, the subscribers. And if you've not tried NASCAR, you might want to because it's a cash cow. So if you made money with us during the NFL, wait till NASCAR season a couple weeks away. We got that. Of course, our NBA show, Foxy and myself. Foxy's had 2 really good nights in a row, so looking forward to get back on track there. But Kegger, 4 games, Washington at Philly, Buffalo visiting Kansas City. And I thought the Bills and the Ravens was going to be the highlight of the year. And you know what? Maybe the Bills and the Chiefs will be that way.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited for Sunday. I do get a little frustrated, and I do get a little, what's the word? Tired. Once we get like late in a season, like at the end of NASCAR, I was ready for it to end.
Okay.
At the end of football, I'm kind of ready for it to end.
No.
But I am very excited about the upcoming NASCAR season, and I'm very excited for these last 3 football games. So, I think we're in some good spots. I think we got a shot to end the year strong. It's been a great year overall. Hopefully you and I could close the deal on it this weekend and then in the Super Bowl. But yeah, I like where we're at, man. You know, we got some futures that are super live, and I like the player props that were on this week.
Okay, so here's the deal. You recommended that we get on Mahomes and the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, I think at 8 or 9 to 1, right?
Yes.
So
before the end of last football season. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I put a very small wager on that, like $25, dude. It's nothing, right? We have a bet that you gave out. You gave out 2 potential Super Bowl outcomes. One had the Lions, and that one's dead. The other one is super duper extra live.
Yes.
And that would be the Eagles and the Bills. So 16 to 1 is what I got that at, right? Now, the Bills Lions was 8 to 1. That's out. That's gone. Who cares? We're talking 16 to 1 now. So that's fine that I got the Chiefs. Let's act like I don't have the Chiefs bet because it's not that much money. We got a 16 to 1 here with the Bills and the Eagles. Would it be wise, since that would pay out $1,600, right?
Yes.
What would I put? What would I want to do to hedge on this? Get into the Chiefs a little bit more, bet a Chiefs Eagles at big plus money, and bet, I don't know, Bills Commanders. How would I hedge out on this thing just to secure a profit? Or do I even bother doing that, Keg?
I mean, it's tough to do it with multiple games to play. Like, in addition to that, we also have a future on the sheet with the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And one other leg at 15 to 1 as well. So what I would say to you is, considering that you're on KC.
That's right.
Yeah. Considering that you're on the KC future with me, I think you just let that Bills KC game. Actually, you can't, because the first game is Philly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, if the games were reversed, you could let that game go. And then if you wanted to, all you would really have to do is throw some money on Washington money line and you're good to go. But because that game is being played first, you would have to throw some money on Washington money line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Washington wins the game, doesn't matter. The bet is dead and you won the Washington money line. Or Philly wins the game, you lose that Washington bet, and then you basically have to do that
for KC.
Actually, no, because you're on the future.
I'm already on the future a little bit. Yeah.
But you didn't bet the future for a lot, right?
No, that was a quarter. The other ones are full.
Yeah, so you would probably have to bet KC money line. I don't like to hedge when you have to hedge twice, and right now you have to hedge twice.
Let's not worry about it then. I just wanted to bring that up to you. A little hedging conversation, but let's dive right into it. And what up, Kenny Peacock? Good to see you, pal. Jabroni Clyde. I don't even know what this means.
I don't know what it means, but I like it.
Oh, so like lifting weights instead of leg day.
Oh, it's Keg Day. Let's go.
I get it, Jabroni Clyde.
What's up, Kenny P?
All right. Smash that like button, hit the bell, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. If you're on X right now, come on over and hang out with us. Okay, friend. We got game number 1, Commanders Eagles. No weather concerns this week. This line is just stuck at 6 just about everywhere except for FanDuel, where they're laying 6.5. And it's not going to get to where we're going to get a 7 on. It's not going to happen. So deal with that. The second thing is the total's healthy, man. 47.5. Down from 48 at some shops. It was 48.5 at one point on DraftKings. So the total's coming down now. How are we handling this Washington-Philadelphia game from a side or a total? And then we'll get into props.
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, I think that all the value, and it goes against everything that I feel in my gut. My gut says that Washington is live to win this football game. They're the hottest team in the playoffs right now. Philly barely has a quarterback that's capable at this point. But that running game is elite and that defense is elite. And could that get them over the hump? It could. So my gut says, man, 6 is a lot, right? But we go by data here. And I have this game almost 5 on a neutral, which would make this game really, we're talking about the NFC Championship game in Philly, probably maybe not a full 3 like Arrowhead, but at the very least a strong 2.5. That gets you to like 7.5. At 6, the data says the value is on the Eagles. But then I watched the last few games, and man, it is hard to lay 6 with Jalen Hurts being your quarterback. And as good as Daniels has looked, as good as that De'Ami Brown and McLaurin have looked, granted, they are not going to be able to run the football. You might get Jaden Daniels. Obviously, they set his carry prop at 10.5, probably going over that, probably going to be moving. But they are not going to have any success running the football with their actual running backs. So I think it's going to put Daniels in a spot where he's going to have to beat this team basically by himself. And it's a tough ask for a rookie. And it's the reason we've never seen it, or we haven't seen it in forever. So I'm going to lean Philly at the number based on what the data says. In terms of the total, I don't know. In these big games, I always feel like they're going to be lower scoring. Mm-hmm. But then I look at that Buffalo game against Baltimore, probably had no business going over, but sneaks over by a half point, gets to 52. So I don't know. It's probably right. Our model has it at like 48.2. Mm-hmm. So it's around what the number should be. I'm gonna slightly lean to the under because I tend to do that in these really big games. But yeah, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, Philly -6 feels like value.
So let's talk about the props here. Saquon opened at what, 125.5?
Yeah.
Is it 130 now? So that's ridiculous. His attempts that I was on last week at 21.5 is up to 24.5. And it never moved. The juice moved. The number never. 25 carries for this dude in this game, which is entirely possible, right?
Not only entirely possible, if he doesn't get there, Sirianni should be fired. It's malpractice.
So Saquon needs 25 carries.
Yeah, if they're going to win this game, he is their entire offense right now. So, yeah, he's going to need 25 carries. Let's start here. I don't ever, and I tweeted out about this, my average line is about plus 450 on average year to year. I don't lay wood. It's just not how I bet. But when lines are wrong, you have to hit the button. And when you look at the fact that there are only 4 teams playing, you look at the fact that 3 of those teams in Philly, Buffalo, and KC have 3 of the best rush defenses in football. You look at the fact that down the stretch, Washington gave up 160 plus rushing yards per game. Saquon's got the field by 70 yards. His number is 130. Cook's number right now is 54 and a half.
Oh.
That line for Saquon to lead Sunday in rushing at minus 300 could not be more off. I'm talking $12 off. Like Bovada set that number at minus 2,000. And I'm not going to lie, man, it feels way closer to minus 2,000 than it does to the current legal market price of minus 300. I don't ever lay it. I had to lay it. I had to lay the 300. You are legitimately either fading an 80-yard run by somebody you would never expect that to happen to, or you're fading a Saquon Barkley injury. So if you're asking me the best value on the board in a player prop this weekend, it's gross. It's minus 300 on Saquon to lead Sunday in yards. I can't even believe I just said that.
I'm not putting this out on YouTube, short.
No, don't put it out on YouTube.
I cannot. I have not even bet it yet, Keg. I can't wrap my head around you betting a minus 300. I can't wrap my head around it.
People were asking me if I was kidnapped. Did somebody steal your phone? Listen, man, what do you want me to tell you? Value is value. You have to hit the button sometimes. I mean, that bet. Oh, I will give out one. Are we giving out a one play in this game?
Can we just? I gotta do. Look at me. I'm like freaking out. I got twitches. I can't bet I can't bet it, but I should bet it.
I get like Boynton. Boynton saw the message that I sent out onto. The first thing he said was, "Where is that? I'm hammering it. Value is
FanDuel?
Value, my guy."
Is it still FanDuel?
Yeah, I bet MGM. I mean, it's everywhere.
But not minus 300.
I think BetMGM still has minus 3.
FanDuel
was like 310, I think. Now it moved a tiny bit.
What was DraftKings?
But in terms of the player prop I like the most, and I'm going to give it out because there's literally only one book you could still bet this at as of 20 minutes ago when I was talking to the boys. You have to think if Saquon is going to nuke this game when they're setting a number at 130 and a half in some places, his longest rush prop is still 21 and a half minus 110 at Fanatics. Now, I can't get money down at Fanatics, but a lot of people could get whatever they want to bet down there. So I would say that's worth a bet. If it's still 21 and a half, at minus 110, it's a hard button not to click with a line of 130 and a half. I think that's the way I would attack going after Saquon this week. Don't bet the 130 unless you're going to bet the under again, which I don't hate, Holden. I know it's scary to hit the under button on Saquon, but 130. What is this line going to be on Sunday? 134, 135.
135. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you have to start to have a conversation. Like, what are we doing here? Because it would be very hard for you to lose both. It would be very hard for you to lose the under 135, let's say.
Yeah.
And you not hit the longest rush prop at 21 and a half, because that's just usually not how it works in the NFL. So I would be looking maybe at an under late in the week if you can get that 21 and a half. But I think that's the easiest button to click in the entire game.
So here's what I had to do, because even a smaller time bettor like me got limited at Fanatics. Okay. I think I can get down like $3 and something cents down there. I had to go to MGM and come up with a way to attack this because it's minus 50 at MGM.
Okay.
So I took the minus 50 and threw the Bills plus 7.5 in there. And I got plus 132. So I didn't even put a full unit on. I just put enough on it to get to a full unit.
Right.
And hopefully it works out. I mean, I can't get down at Fanatics, and I want to get in on this because, again, his longest rush everywhere else is 24.5 or higher.
Right.
Right. So, again, it could go up in flames, but I love the bet so much that I had to throw it in with something else.
I get it.
You wouldn't do it. It might even be negative EV, but I love the bet so much that I had to throw it in there. I just cannot see the Chiefs winning this game by more than a touchdown. I can't do it.
I don't really disagree with that. So, I mean, I get it.
So that's how I got in on that. I wouldn't do it if I was a viewer. I would try to get down at Fanatics, but I loved that bet so much. That's what I did. As far as the minus 300 again,
I get it, man. I get it.
Apparently other guys are giving that out, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it was Boynton. We'll go kick him in the nuts. I love Boynton, by the way. I miss Boynton.
So do I.
Is Boynton active in our Discord? I never see him in there.
No, but I talk to him from time to time. I miss Steve.
I'm a Boynton guy.
So am I.
All right. So anyways, we're done with that. Saquon 130. So I'll give out another one because we gave it out on the show last night. This is a bet that Foxy's been on a lot, and it's not even a hold your nose. Daniel's over 1.5 touchdown passes. So he's doing this all the time. He's going to have to throw the ball a lot. Now, the problem is Mitchell's going to play. Slay is awesome. They got some great corners. When he went off for 5 touchdown passes, one of their safeties went down in the third quarter, and then he really went off. But I know that the Commanders are live, but if they're going to win this game, he's going to have to run and he's going to have to throw. Like, their running game has gone to shit. Robinson isn't doing anything. Eckler's basically a slot receiver. I think Daniels is going to go over the 1.5. It's something Fox has been betting for a while now. We jumped on the Burrow. We got about 6 or 7 weeks out of Burrow over touchdown passes. I think we can get another one out of Daniels this week.
What was the line on that?
Plus 142. Oh,
I don't mind that. Yeah, that makes sense.
142. So,
I mean, listen, like, I agree. The kid's going to have to put the team on his back. He's probably going to, I don't think they're going to find any kind of success running the football traditionally. So he might drop back 40 plus times in this game. And man, if that offense looks anything like it has down the stretch against Philly, they are in trouble.
Yep.
Because they cannot go score for score with anybody the way they are right now.
No.
Like, I mean, now people are going to be like, what are you talking about? They were just up 28-13 on the Rams. I get it. But really think about the offense that they play. If a team gets out on them and you need Jalen Hurts to throw you back into a game, that is far from an automatic. So, I mean, Philly really have to be locked in from the door, which they're entirely capable. That running game and defense is ridiculous. So they could easily do that. But I have my concerns. I'm not going to say Washington isn't live. I do worry about it.
So I think that Jalen Hurts, you think he's the worst quarterback in the world. I think he's an above average quarterback for what he's asked to do. He had a big touchdown run last week.
He's garbage. Garbage.
I know you think that. We have to look at some of these quarterbacks as guys that are not traditional quarterbacks. Lamar, until this year, was not a traditional quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. Okay. By the way, what Betway? I don't have Betway in Colorado. I don't even know where to find Betway. No idea. No, what state are you in, Ice Viking? Are you in Minnesota or something like that?
I think Jersey. I think I have a Betway.
You got Betway?
Yeah, I think I do.
Well, then you can get down there. Yeah, there's no way that they're not in Colorado. It'd be awesome if they were in Colorado, but thanks for the heads up. So if anybody has Betway, you can go to Betway and try and get down there.
Yeah, they are in Jersey. I do have an account.
All right. Well, there you go. Screw Fanatics. Try and get into Betway before they shut you down. Right? Oh, they got casino too. They got oh boy. Is
They
casino legal in Jersey?
Like online?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they prefer it.
Don't do it.
They would prefer it.
Don't do it, please.
I don't.
Not you. I'm talking to the people out there. Do not use that. You're just gonna lose so much money. You're in BC. All right, Ice Viking. So hello to our Canadian friends up north. BC, most beautiful territory I've ever been to in my life. Seriously. Good to see you, Daniel Berry. Maddie's here. Jabroni Clyde. What do you think about Chiefs by 1 through 6? Commanders 1 through 6 parlay. I mean, that's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen.
It's not even as good as my Saquon Bills parlay, but that's for another day. So that's the first game. Anything else you want to discuss from that? Unfortunately, they set Gainwell at 10.5 yards. We got it at 8.5, 9.5 last week. I'm not happy about that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try to get on Gainwell live.
Okay.
Hopefully that number goes down to what we've been betting him at some point during the game, like Kenny tends to do. And then we'll get on him then. But I am not going to bet him pregame.
I'm actually hitting up Kenny right now. He's a dude overseas, and he is the Eagles whisperer. He has won us some money.
Nobody nukes a Philly game like Kenny P.
Fathead. We'll get to that game. I don't know if we want to give out more than one free play, but we might. Okay, that's all I got in this game. Unless you want to look at AJ Brown unders at this point. I mean, dude is not part of the offense anymore.
I could continue to talk about the game. I just don't want to give away our action.
Yeah. That's good. So here, it leads right into this. If you want the pre-flop plays, it's pretty easy. You either go to nukethehouse.com, you subscribe to any plan, and if you don't want to be charged after a week, you won't get charged. Use the code nuke the playoffs for a free week. You get a free week on us. Now, if you've already used the code, sign up for a month already. Stop being a jabroni. And no offense to Clyde, because Jabroni Clyde, it's different. But $59.99 a month, you're getting conference championship, you're getting the Super Bowl, you're getting the start of the NASCAR season. Fox is turning things around. NBA, I'm feeling very confident there. Zargo's starting to get things going in NHL. So everything we offer, premium show. We're doing one show behind the paywall this weekend, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We'll probably do the first game behind the paywall and then the second game on YouTube.
All right, then I'll be doing Bills Chiefs with you. That'll be fun. Are you going live for NHL tonight? No, we're not. We're having a meeting. So we got Tuesday, Wednesday, NBA, NHL. By the way, there's a couple of women in the chat that are acing the NHL, Keg.
Really?
Acing it. This girl, Mel, who I guess knew me from Denver.
Hold on. Actual women or men?
No, these are women. These are women.
Does any of them want to do some content?
Well, I'm glad.
Are they good? Are they actually good at what they do?
I'll just tell you this. I've been tailing Mel now for 4 shows, and I'm up. Now they're little sprinkles, but
that's a giant. That's a giant sample size, my guy.
It's only 4 shows.
Are you crazy right now?
Look at what Nuke the House Maddie's doing.
4 shows.
Yeah, 4 shows. I say we got to start giving people a shot here to prove themselves. And if they suck, we go away.
Yeah. Listen, bring some data that you're a winner, and maybe I'll give you a shot.
All right. Be near. Put a wig on. Goes Brenda if you like Keg.
My guy said, I took the Bills to win the Super Bowl parlayed with Daniel Jones MVP 2026. That's fantastic.
Well, maybe comeback player of the year is what they should have given him. We got one other game to get to. It's the big game. Before we get into the big game, I mean, it just doesn't stop with all this Chiefs in the penalties and everything like that. Chiefs have a big home field advantage. There's no question. It's the loudest stadium that's an outdoor stadium, probably as loud as most of the indoor stadiums. The place shakes. I've gotten heart palpitations there. That's how loud it is.
You get heart palpitations in the supermarket, bro. Who are you kidding?
Well, that's from a different thing. This was from the noise. Okay. This was from I have been hit by Thurman Thomas in a preseason game on the field at Arrowhead. One of the worst experiences of my life. But it's also a great story. The story is back in the 90s, you had a camera, but you also had like a battery pack that you had to carry for the cameraman.
Okay.
So if a player was coming, you had to push the cameraman aside. So I pushed the cameraman aside and I got my ass knocked down. It was not
fair.
But I digress. We can skew the numbers any way that we want to skew them. Allen's had more roughing the passer calls on him. The Chiefs average about one more penalty per game, plus one penalty per game at home. Yes, Mahomes looks like he's diving. I will say this. On both of those roughing the passer calls, one of them was a roughing the passer. The other one wasn't. So I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I don't think it's getting decided by a penalty this week. I just don't. And you had two guys, Anderson and Mixon, come out from the Texans, sore losers. Their team lost. You get home field advantage, so the Chiefs have to travel to you, and hopefully they won't get the calls. Simple as that. Chiefs, best record in the league, getting the calls. So here's the line. And it's 1.5 for 2. I'm looking forward to your thoughts on this one. So the total in this game, 47.5, just about universal. It's down a point at a couple of books to 47.5. It opened at 48.5. Money came in and it dropped the total. The spread in this game, 1.5 or 2. DraftKings, 1.5. It's gone 1.5, 2.5, back to 1.5. FanDuel, 1.5, 1, 2.5, 1.5. So again, we're sitting between 1.5 or 2 at every single book. MGM has 2 if you wanted to back the Bills. We've talked about it all year. You can't bet against the Chiefs, can you? You tell me.
Well, I said all year that the best team in the AFC is the Buffalo Bills, right?
Correct.
Now, last year when they were 8-5, KC, I did not believe they would win a Super Bowl. Going into the Super Bowl, they looked better. Still really didn't believe that they were going to get it done, but they always find a way because Patrick Mahomes is not a human being. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't buy any of the narrative this week with the referees and they get the calls. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. They play it. They play the game on the field. So everybody settle down with that. Now, I think that KC is better this year where they are right now than where they were at this point in the playoffs last year. This line is a lot more accurate to me than the first game. I've got Buffalo 1 point better on a neutral, a full 3 for home field advantage at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game. Puts this line KC -2. That's exactly where I think the line should be. So based on betting the spread, I don't think that there's no value in betting aside. This is what the line should be. Now, people I'm sure are wrapped up in futures. Let them ride in this game because you're not getting any kind of value just in terms of betting KC or Buffalo now. And again, in terms of the total, I'm going to lean under in a big game. It feels like a 23-20 final to me, either way. But I'm going to go with Buffalo. I think they've been the best team in football, or at least the AFC all year. And I'm gonna ride them out. We're going to need Patrick Mahomes to be a human being and not a robot. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But Josh Allen has played football as well as anybody on earth this year. I think they finally get over the hump. So give me the Buffalo Bills.
Listen, man, I love the Chiefs. I love the fan base. Cover the team. I'm ready for Josh Allen to get a shot.
Yep.
Simple as that. Let's go. The Bills, if you're old enough, you remember them just having heartbreaking Super Bowl losses. Started with the Giants, the missed field goal, then you get blowouts. Every year people were pissed off. As frustrated as people are with the Chiefs right now, that's how frustrated people got with the Bills in their last Super Bowl because they're like, these guys are just going to get sacrificed. It's over. It's absolutely over. So
yeah, And Adam and I were talking about this earlier in the week, and we both agreed. We don't think that KC is going to be able to stop Buffalo from running the football. Like, Houston had some success running the football. Some teams had success down the stretch against KC. Buffalo, one of the best offensive lines in football. McDermott's going to come ready with a scheme. And I think they're going to find success running the football. And if they do, I think they are mega live.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think they're going to be fine.
Mel's in the house, by the way. What up, Mel? Good to see you in here, young lady. Keg doesn't believe you're a woman, but that's fine.
I didn't say that, Mel.
I don't know how she proves it. I don't know how she can prove it to you.
I didn't say that.
That's what I heard.
All I said was, sometimes people are weird on the internet. I wasn't talking about you specifically.
I think she was talking about you. He was talking about you specifically.
In terms of player props in this game, I don't have a ton, but the one thing that I would say is I backed James Cook. I think that number is attainable. I think the carry number is attainable. When you look at how this team has played football down the stretch, he's going to get his touches, and I think he's going to find success. One thing that's interesting to talk about, Holden.
Yeah.
You can get Shakir. If you think that they're going to go all the way, you can get Shakir right now at around 6-7 to 1 to lead the playoffs in yards. He's about 60 behind where like McLaurin and Brown are right now, maybe 55-ish. If they have a good game and he has 2 good games, he could end up leading everybody in yards. I don't hate that shot. The only other shot that I might take is if you think Washington can get past Philly, De'Ami Brown at 4 or 5 to 1, I also don't hate. Unfortunately, I said last week, enjoy Kelsey this week because we will not be able to bet him next week. His number will be 70. We got it. We got the 50. He crushed. We got the 94 live. I don't think we could bet him this week. I didn't bet the opener at 65. Do I think he goes 6 for 80 in this game? Probably. Yeah, probably. But I don't feel good enough betting it in the late 60s, early 70s. Not when we bet 50.5 last week.
Yeah, but we knew he was going to blow past that. His number's 67.5 at FanDuel. I'm trying to get the receptions up here. Probably 6.5. It's 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5 minus 12.
Yeah, I mean, could he get there? Of course. He went for 120 like I knew he would show up. Yeah. He could easily do that again. I just feel a lot less great about it at 70. So I would probably pass on that. But I don't mind Cook over 13.5 attempts or 54.
And then as far as the touchdowns go, we do have a touchdown in this game. We're not going to give it away. We got a touchdown in this game. You can't bet the Chiefs running backs unless you want to bet unders on their yards because Pacheco just isn't the same guy since the injury. He's just Hunt's the guy in the backfield right now.
Two flyers that I might throw a little bit of money on for people for long shots. FanDuel has like the Triple Crown. Who will have the most passing yards, the most rushing yards, the most receiving? Saquon's a free square, right?
Mm-hmm.
Throw him out. I really like the Jaden Daniels and De'Ami Brown at 30 to 1 with Saquon, and Jaden Daniels with McLaurin at 14 to 1 with Saquon. Now, could you get beat by Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? Yes, they're the 2 best quarterbacks on the planet. Of course, you can. But are you live at 14 and 30 to 1, especially if Philly looks good? and Washington is playing catch up the whole game, and he drops back 45 times in that game, it's live. I think at 14 and at 30-1, I don't mind a sprink there on Daniels with his two weapons and Saquon.
Just throwing this out here. Kelsey, 117 yards last week, 93, 116, 75, 81. He hasn't gone under this number since the 2020 Super Bowl.
Yeah, of course. That's why we bet it last week.
No, but I think he hasn't gone under 67.5 since then. He hasn't gone under 71 since the 2020 Super Bowl. So you know what? I gotta listen to you. I really want to bet that. I know it's up over last week, but it's still too low. It should be 70.5.
It should be 21 yards off last week's open?
Yes, because last week's open was such a horrible line, which is why we bet it. The Lamar Jackson line was way off, and we didn't hit it, but it was a horrible line.
Horrible. I can't believe that bet lost.
Kelsey's line was as bad as Lamar Jackson, almost as bad. I still don't think they have adjusted to this. I still don't know if people are buying into it because the number really hasn't gone up that much.
It will probably be the most popular prop on the board. Do you want to back the most popular prop on the board?
No.
Well, then I think you have your answer. If it wins, it wins. We picked up 2 units last week on him at the 50, and then we went back in. Maybe we'll get an opportunity live, but I'm definitely not hitting the button pregame.
Bet him to get a catch on the first drive, maybe attack it different ways.
I don't hate, like, if you want to take the flyer on him to get 2 on every drive, like we did for what's his name?
I don't know which team.
Jamar Chase.
We Chase.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind that. It's on Kelsey, probably going to be 4-1 for him to get 2 on a drive.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Yeah. I like more than just betting 68.
Yeah. All right. We talk through it. That's what we do here at Nuke the House. What else do we do at Nuke the House? We win. How many units are you up this year already? 3 weeks in?
33.
33 units, 3 weeks in. Last year, over 420 units from all our cappers. Maddie, I'm giving you a shout out for baseball, buddy. You hit some pretty good NFL plays too. Coop crushes, Keg crushes, Fox crushes, Zargo, all our guys. I have the utmost. I will blind bet any of these guys. That's how confident I am in our team. NukeTheHouse.com. If you don't believe me, try us out for a free week. It's free. You got to do nothing. NukeTheHouse.com. Subscribe. Any plan. We won't charge you after 7 days unless you want to be charged. Nuke the Playoffs is the code. Nuke the Playoffs. One word. Now, if you're to use the free week or you just want to stick around for the Super Bowl and NASCAR, start a NASCAR, et cetera, I recommend the weekly plan. $59.99. Jerry Stacks is waiting patiently for NASCAR.
Yeah,
and MLB's back soon.
It's always fun to make a whole new swath of NASCAR fans. It happens every year.
Yep. We got a partnership.
Yeah, MLB, I know Maddie said you guys are probably going to do some MLB live betting shows. That's around the corner.
Yep.
March Madness is around the corner. We will have a ton of subscriber-only shows for some March Madness, no doubt.
Yes, 100%. I'm looking forward to that too. So we got a lot going on. As Maddie says, smash the bell, which would be the like button. Apparently, it's not even a bell, but hit that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've been on X, come on over to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. Subscribe, turn on notifications, then you know when we're on. We will be on with the free show, the Commanders, or actually, behind the paywall, Commanders, Eagles for the first game. Free show, Bills at Chiefs. I went back and I think it was 2021, so it was played in early 2022. And I watched like the last 5 minutes of the Chiefs and the Bills in that game. Do you remember that game? Allen throws a touchdown.
Oh,
Kansas City comes down, scores. Allen throws another touchdown. Kansas City comes down, kicks a field goal with like 13 seconds left, overtime. It was the most remarkable comeback I have seen in the NFL.
From time to time, I watch the last 2 minutes of that game. It's wild. Wild.
I had no idea the bell was subscribe. I thought you were saying the bell was the like button. Do the bell, do the like, whatever. MLB Live, we did a few shows on that. I think Maddie's going to do most of those, but I'll definitely be on some shows for MLB once NBA, NHL is done. But we got a lot of live content. We'll figure out something on Mondays and Fridays, but for now, we got a lot.
Yeah, once MMA gets back to normal and NASCAR starts, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we will have live betting for NASCAR and MMA. It's just getting through the first month.
And I do wonder if anybody's interested in a yearly NFL show that we could do on Monday. I just think NFL, it's just everybody. Everybody loves the NFL. So maybe Mondays we'll do an NFL show after Super Bowl's done. We got the draft. We got a ton of draft talk to talk about, don't we? Well, you bet the draft.
I do, but you're going to make me pay attention to the sport 12
You
months.
don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to do it all the time.
We will definitely be betting the draft.
Yeah. Sure. I think, well, you know what? I think I'm going to, we'll find somebody to do a show with me. Once in a while you can do it, but Mondays I'll
do it once in a while for sure.
Yeah. We got to do an NFL show. There's just too much that happens. It's an all year round sport. The only time it's really dead, I mean, probably what, after the draft, like May to July. I'm excited. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. And ladies, now that I know there's ladies in here, I'm very excited that we finally crossed the path and found some women that actually like sports betting, because there's a lot of you out there. Kegger, anything to say before we get out of here?
Looking forward to Sunday,
and
I'm coming for all the money.
All the money.
I'll see you guys on Sunday.
All right. I'll see you on Sunday for the free show. Keg will be on both shows. We're going to go win some money. That means we're going to nuke the house.